happening, guys? It's been a minute since I've updated, but I wanted to make a video here today and let you guys know how it's been going. So I actually I have no idea. I guess maybe I'm on like a week and a half or 2 weeks. I'm not really entirely sure, to be honest with you. But I have, since I made the last video, I've still been going pretty strong, no slip-ups, and I'm definitely looking forward to like when I can, focus less on like not slipping up, because today there was definitely like a moment where it really kind of tested it was a test to myself today, where I had some time where something bad could have happened or I could have slipped up, but I really just shifted my mind, thought about what it was that I wanted to get out of today, and then it passed pretty shortly after. But I definitely did have like some decently powerful urges happening today. Also, I've been a little bit sick the past couple of days. Not anything major, but my throat's been feeling a little strange the past couple of days. So if my voice sounds a little different than usual, that might be why. But I've been going back to good habits. Been exercising. I'd still like to exercise a little more than I have been, but I've at least been getting in a couple times a week. I've been eating healthier, especially the last like 4 or 5 days. I've been eating a good bit healthier, which is great. I feel a little better as far as just like my mental state and everything when I've been eating healthy. So also, I talked about prioritizing sleep in my last video, and that's really been making a big difference. I've been trying to keep my sleep patterns fairly similar each night so that I'm not drastically making changes to my sleep patterns suddenly. But yeah, I've been probably getting like 8 hours minimum each night, which is great. Because before I was definitely having a lot of nights where I was getting maybe like 5 hours or something like that. And one night, if that's not the worst thing ever, but after you do that for a few nights in a row, you start to definitely feel not the greatest, and that's kind of what was going on before. But yeah, I guess how I've been doing that is just been trying to get everything done earlier, like making dinner earlier so that it's just done, and I stopped looking at my phone earlier, and it's just great because I wake up earlier and then I have more time in the day to do things, which is kind of what I was aiming for the whole time. As far as confidence and stuff like that goes, I've talked about this in so many past videos at this point, but it never ceases to amaze me, like the difference in how I feel just talking to people, between like when it's been a while since I've slipped up and when I've just recently slipped up. There's a huge difference there, and so I've definitely noticed myself in the last couple of days just feeling a little more at peace within myself. I'm still not quite as at peace as I would like to be, but I'm definitely a lot closer than I was like a week ago, that's for sure. And I think that's just going to continue to improve as time goes on. But I think something that really helped me on my last slip up was just like realizing that it doesn't mean that you go back to day zero, really. Like, you do, like you do in a sense like lose a little bit of progress, but like it's not as much as some people think. Like I was watching this video recently, and it was kind of like about, you know, somebody that eats junk food, and it's like if somebody quits eating junk food for like an entire 6 months, let's say, and they lose all this weight and they start exercising, really taking care of themselves, then suddenly, like if one day after 6 months, one time they eat like a cheeseburger or something, does that mean that the entire last 6 months was meaningless? Of course not. It's like, you know, it's some people eventually give themselves like, you know, cheat days with junk food and that kind of stuff, and I'm not in any way suggesting you should do that with this, but like, I guess all I'm saying though is that if you mess up one time and you like immediately think like, oh man, I've like lost all of my progress, like everything that I did was like completely meaningless and all this stuff, that's like literally the most toxic way that you could think about this, because first of all, it's just going to promote you to do it more. It's going to make you slip up even more or like binge. But secondly, it's not even remotely true. So it's like you're literally beating yourself up for no reason. It's really just senseless. But I used to do that, and mind you, I've been doing this for I guess like 7 years now. I've been working on fixing this issue for myself, and when I used to slip up, I used to really beat myself up and be like, oh man, like I lost all my progress, I have to start back at day 0 again. And then I would usually have like, you know, a binge or something, or I'd be like, well, I slipped up once, so might as well just keep slipping up and then I'll fix it eventually. And now, a couple, or however many weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago when this happened, instead of doing that, I was definitely a little disappointed for like the first couple of days, yeah, but I didn't say to myself, oh, all my progress was meaningless. Like the fact that I just went, you know, almost a month doing this, I'm not just gonna throw that out the window and just be like, oh, that doesn't matter. So that's been like a really big help like this time around, because it didn't really take as long for me to just say, okay, well, that happened, kind of a bummer, but let's move on. And I just shifted my mind and got right back on track. So it's like you really can't live like that, and it's not good for anyone. But that was a little bit of a rant there, but other than that, those are really kind of the main things that have changed. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really talk about. My patience has been definitely a lot greater than it was when I was not sleeping well a couple weeks ago, and when I was relapsing and whatnot. Like I find myself going to work, and it's like I used to kind of dread going to work, and it's not that I really like going to work, but when I go to work, I don't feel that like sense of like helplessness the way that I used to, where I was just like, I felt like my whole day was just gonna suck. Because if you walk into your day just like feeling like, oh, this is gonna suck, like going to work, I have to do all these chores, and if you like wake up and immediately think that, then yeah, it probably will suck, because you're gonna be dragging your feet all day, and all those things are just gonna feel like they're messing up your day. But instead, I've kind of come to this point where I'm like, I'm making necessary changes to improve my life, and while those things might not happen immediately, I've got to take this situation at hand and make the best of it that I can. So by approaching it that way, I'm not walking into my days with that feeling of dread. And what ends up happening is that those things that I think are gonna mess up my day, I actually end up like not minding as much when I'm in the work setting or whatever. And then it goes by like a flash. Like, yeah, there might be a couple things that are a little bit annoying with, as could be said with all jobs, but it's really just like such a blip in the big picture of things, that when someone's giving you a hard time at your job, or like when things are not going according to the plan, if you just kind of sit back and think to yourself, this is just a small part of the day, and in the big picture things, it really holds very little significance. So it's really not worth freaking out about most things as much as people freak out about them. And I think by doing this journey, if you're new to it, or if you've been doing it for a long time, I think most people can attest to the fact that you kind of develop like a thicker skin a little bit from doing this, because when you, I guess, learn how to withhold, or maybe withhold's not the right word, but when you learn how to resist probably one of the most difficult things to resist in life. Like, people say that this stuff is, for some people, like more powerful than heroin as far as like the addictive quality of it. So if you can withstand this stuff and you can really like avoid it, then basically you can, I don't want to say you can do anything, but if you put your mind to it with the same determination, then you probably could do anything you really set your mind to. At least that's my belief. But anyway, that's about all I have for today, but I just wanted to kind of let you guys know how things have been going, and let you know things are still going, I'm still going strong, and got a lot to look forward to in the near future. So anyways, guys, I will hopefully do another update within the week, but if not, I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.